Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to speak about two groups here on Earth that are going through a lot of shifts right now. And so to do that, I'm gonna use the language of some types of guides that I don't usually work with, mainly because I don't like their language. Like, I don't like their dualism in a sense. But to kind of illustrate these changes and to talk about these groups, I just find that it's just gonna be more clear. I think you're gonna understand me more easily if I do use this type of language. And so the groups that I'm going to be speaking about are the group of the chosen ones and the group of the doomed. And so this is two very interesting groups. The chosen ones are people that they feel as if they have been, in a sense, chosen by God. So chosen by the force of the big man, chosen by the almighty light. And so this group of people, they come with a sense of arrogance. You know, they come with a sense of arrogance. They feel as if they are better, that they have a bigger purpose than other people. And then we have this other group, which are the doomed ones. And the doomed ones are a very complex group of people. They consist of many different types of people. But one thing that kind of joins them all together is that these people, the doomed ones, they were born in what I would call hell. You know, they were born in the energy of hell. They came through hell, meaning that they were born into families where they were taught from like their early days how to abandon themselves. And so as a result, you know, they never really felt protected by the Almighty God, you know, the big light. They never really felt as if they were anything special, you know, as if they were important, as if maybe they didn't even feel as if they had the right to speak up. And so I think probably a lot of you watching this video, you will recognize yourself as a doomed one. And it's also very possible that you will see that you may have aspects of both of these groups within you, that you may feel that certain parts of your being is very afraid of, or feels very, in a sense, worthless and without the value, and you may feel horrible when you are connecting to these parts. But then you may also feel that other parts of your being, when you connect to these parts, you feel as if you're special, you feel as if you have a special purpose here on earth. And so that kind of just illustrates the duality realm, you know, that's kind of like what we would refer to as the astral realm, where the doomed ones are the ones that the energies, the feelings, if you will, that kind of inhabit the lower astral. And the chosen ones, or the special ones, these are the feelings that inhabit the higher astral. And so the changes that are happening here on earth right now are happening within these two, in a sense, levels of the astral. Also, before I go into that, I just want to say that the reason why we may start feeling both of these levels within our being is that the closer we get to union, you know, the more we're going to feel absolutely everything. The more whole we become, the more we're gonna be able to feel every single energy that exists here on earth from within. And so that's why, as we move, you know, more and more towards this wholeness and towards this sense of union, it's like all of the thought forms and beliefs and religions and what can I call it, subcultures, I don't know, things that separate us and say, I could never be like that, those cultural influences are going to be put under more and more pressure. You know, the more into union we go, the more we're going to realize that, you know, I could become anyone. It's just a matter of time, you know, place, and the right kind of pressure, you know, or the right kind of light. I think that the closer we step into union, the more we just see ourselves as these open spaces that we can fill with whatever energies that we have access to, basically. And so that's what I see kind of happening now here on Earth, that these two groups of people, you know, the chosen ones, the doomed ones, there are shifts and changes within both these two realms, you know, the higher astral, the lower astral. The higher astral is kind of beginning to fall. And so the people that very heavily resonate with being chosen and special and protected by God, these people may now start to, you know, they may start, like I've spoken about in the few past readings that I've done, that it's like when we fall, we start to feel the shadow of the root, you know, it starts to seep up into us. And we start to really understand viscerally why it may not have been so important for the people that we judge. You know, it's easy to sit there on a distance and look at someone and say, I would never do that. But then if you're trapped in their shoes, you know, feeling their feelings, feeling all of their pains and aches, and suddenly you lose all of your light, then, you know, you become just like them. And so that's the type of experience that I think people that, you know, in a sense, they are very separate. You know, if we think that we're very special and better than everyone else, it may just be because we haven't gone through what other people have gone through. You know, we haven't experienced life on their level. And so that's one thing that may be happening now, that we're moving into times that may be quite humbling for people. But then there's also this group that, you know, they've been humble their entire life. Like, they are humble to their bones. These energies, they don't see their own light. They don't see their own value. And also they don't want to, in a sense, be confident. Like, they don't want this blazing ego of fire. You know, there is this particular group that I'm picking up on within the larger group of the doomed ones, because like I said, this is a larger group that consists of many different types of people. But I'm picking up on this particular group of people within the doomed ones that they were kind of born in hell, and so they have never had their light really reflected back to them by anyone else. There were no big people around them. You know, there were no gods around them that could actually look at them and see their gifts. It's almost like these people, they grew up with where they grew up, there was not a single true authority in sight. You know, it's like there was no integrity in that environment. It's a bit difficult to explain, but I think that you may understand what I mean. It just means that everyone was just kind of repeating their patterns, their unconscious patterning, and there were no people that were actually present and able to see truly deeply and reflect other people around them. And so a bunch of people, right, were born in such environments. This is quite common on Earth today. And so that means that these people, they don't have, you know, they don't have this conscious awareness of their own light. they only know their shadow, you know, they only know the areas where they were different from the people that were just running in the same patterning. And so they only feel the pain of being different a lot of the times, you know, this group that I'm feeling. They constantly feel rejected, and especially when raising their voice and speaking from their heart, it's a huge thing for this group to actually overcome, to actually be able to start to speak from their heart and speak freely and truly. If you're in this group, you may even feel that if you try to speak, you're just kind of completely overwhelmed by anxiety. I used to feel like that a lot, like my entire life. And it's starting this channel that kind of helped me to overcome that, to just practicing, you know, speaking from my heart and just continuing to accept myself, even though I was never really able to. You know what I mean? It's like standing by yourself as you practice over the years. So I can definitely resonate with this group, like of the doomed, being kind of like the doomed ones, where you were never really able to be like your true self and to speak from your soul. But remember that even though I'm speaking about it here as if these are two very distinct groups, like I also said, the more whole we get, you know, the more we will realize that we all hold these energies within. You know, we all hold the potentials, you know, the unfulfilled potential of the doomed ones, and we all hold the arrogance and the, you know, false light of the special ones. And the more aware we are of our own energy field, the more we're going to be able to see that and feel that. And so this video is not really about looking out for these groups, although the truth also is that many places on earth still there is this separation, to where you will actually see that people kind of choose sides in a more distinct ways, that they only choose to acknowledge certain parts of their being, and that's the only types of energies that they will play out. And as such, they're kind of manifesting themselves into the duality more. And as a result, of course, then you're gonna be calling in the specific destiny of that one role that you're, in a sense, holding on to, you know? And so it's a little bit complex. It's not that straightforward, black and white, but the changes that I see happening now is that more and more of the people that resonate with being in the category of the doomed ones, or let's just say the energies that belong to the group of the doomed ones, more and more of these people are going to start to see their own light reflected back to them in various ways. It's almost as if these people are coming back to life. They are gonna start, their hearts are gonna start to soften. That's what I'm feeling. That that as they start to see themselves reflected back to them, they're gonna start to love themselves more. But again, because they have had these experiences with kind of egos being out of control, this is not gonna mean that they're starting to build what I would call confidence. You know, I don't know about you, but the way I see confidence is that when you have confidence, you can convince anyone to kind of hold space for your seats. You know, it's like you're this sweet talker that can get anyone to open up and protect your ideas. And so to me, confidence holds this, it's a little bit the quality of false light, because because it's not really taking the highest good of all into context. It's not really saying that, you know what, if this is not the time and the place, if I'm not the right person for this endeavor, you know, then I actually don't want the people that I'm speaking to open up to my ideas, because that wouldn't be for the highest good of all. You know, that is not confidence. Confidence is this conviction that no matter what, I will succeed, you know, I will make these people open up to my ideas, and I am, you know, it's more that type of energy. And so the people, the energies of the doomed ones, these are not people that want to be confident. They don't want to build their confidence actually because they don't want people to open up to them no matter what. It's like because they have lived through this pain of not being seen, not being understood, they actually want people to be free. Like they're much more willing to surrender and to go with the flow and to adapt. And so that's also why I feel that the more we hold space for these types of energies within ourselves, the more kind of like flowy and fluid we're willing to be right now, the easier this transition is gonna be. That's what I'm feeling. It's almost like we're just gonna flow through, we're just gonna be guided. It feels like we're just gonna be lifted and protected in gentle ways. And so that's why actually I wanted to make this video, just to kind of bring some awareness to this duality that you may be experiencing, and maybe offer a little bit of a different perspective on it. I see a lot of videos on YouTube where about the chosen ones, and most of them seem to, again, angle the chosen ones as being something very special and very like good, you know, it's good. But I just also want to kind of highlight the perspective that if you don't know your inner darkness, if you're not willing to say that you're bad and really go into your dark nature and your demonic nature, then you are not good. You know, being good is a choice. And so it means that to actually be good, you also have to admit that you are bad. That's kind of my perspective. And I feel that that's also kind of what I've been learning a lot about over the past, let's say, 10 years. And it also feels like this is what a lot of people on earth as well are learning about right now. It feels like these are kind of evolutionary cycles, you know, again, like I spoke about, bringing us into this more balanced state of union, being more able to accept, you know, both the light and the shadow within ourselves. And so I think I'm just gonna end there. Thank you for watching. Bye.